Incoming customer detected.
Hello everybody out there in watching land. My name is Ira Robinson. I am Blind Gamer Plays, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. We are going to do a little bit of a weapon build and see what happens with it. We are going to be running with a Vampire Ultracite Gatling laser. This is one of those weapons that's very interesting to use, and it has the secondary and tertiary effects are pretty useless on this kind of a weapon. Both of them are regarding VATs, and obviously with an Ultracite Gatling laser, you're not going to be doing very much in VATs. But, you know, I thought I'd go ahead and give it a shot anyways. If you guys want to take a look at the build I'm using, this is it right here. It's not super optimized, but it has a couple of the quality of life kind of things that do tend to make a difference when you're doing the day-to-day gaming. But we are also running with a full health situation because we're not using bloodied, and you know, so we'll see what ends up happening. We'll go over and take a look at the super mutants and see what this thing can do. Okay, we'll be giving this a shot, and as you guys can see, this thing is doing right now 42 damage per shot, which is actually pretty respectable when it comes to a Gatling laser. That's not too shabby at all. And no green stuff here, but I'm about to make things green, so let's see what this thing can do. Hello, thank you. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Definitely time to kill is definitely a bit long compared to other weapons, but you know, it's not bad. And as you can see, like, even though I'm taking a fair amount of damage here, in fact, I can go ahead and let them hit me a little bit more. Even though I'm taking a fair amount of damage here, we can let ourselves get down. The amount of healing that comes from using this kind of a weapon with a vampire effect is drastic. It really is. It's very overpowered with this kind of a weapon. So let me show you. We're right back up to full. You know, I mean, this is very, very nice as far as the healing factor is concerned. Stand still, laddie. Let me get you. It's kind of a thing with this weapon that even though it doesn't do as much damage per shot as it could, obviously because these guys can take a lot of heat against energy damage. Even though I don't have this weapon like optimized as far as using a prime receiver or anything like that goes, because it's quite frankly too expensive to try to do that kind of thing, it still tears them up pretty decently. I mean, I have yet to reload, and I've still got about 270 shots left in the tank here, and that's because I do have the perks set up in such a way that each core is giving me double. Normally it's about 500 damage, but so yeah, his healing factor, you know, it was obviously it was going to take it over. There we go. So there's our first reload. We can let him bite us down just a little bit here. Come on, bite us a bit more. There you go. There you go. There you go. So we'll take a couple of shots here. And we're pretty much right back up to full, you know, or at least close enough. So, yeah, it definitely can heal. The nerf that happened as far as Vampire goes, Berserker's Ski Sword. Wow, that's just a terrible weapon. So the amount of healing that comes with the Vampire effect was nerfed in the last patch. Pretty hard. But when you use a weapon that's like this, that just fires so many freaking bullets, you know, on a constant basis, it's that nerf doesn't really have any impact. You're pumping out so much bullets that even if you're not doing a lot of damage, you're still healing so much, like just an absolute ton. You're healing. So let's go ahead and see what we can do with a Scorchbeast. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the Scorchbeast here and see what we can do. Let's get everybody's attention here real quick. Is there a dead Scorchbeast laying there? How the heck did that happen? That is, yeah, okay. Interesting. Alright. Come on over. Let's get your attention. I'm kind of confused as to why there's a dead Scorchbeast laying here. I'm on a private server and I have yet to kill anybody here, so... kind of interesting. Again, you know, the amount of damage per hit, even with this thing being elevated, it's really, I don't know, it's almost ridiculously low comparatively, but you're pumping out so many bullets that, you know, by the time everything is said and done, it doesn't too much matter. And again, we're kind of more concerned with the survivability factor here, because we're using vampires. This thing has literally, I mean, the additives that it has are doing nothing to add to the damage in any of the things that we're doing here. It's just literally the vampire effect we're doing. So we're kind of like dealing with almost a baseline sort of a damage situation with this. Yeah, come on down. This is a little bit easier. So let's get him down here. Even with headshots, you see, it's just not as much as what it could be, but that's okay. Wow, it's resetting. Okay, so his legendary factor, you see, it's barely, this weapon is barely doing the damage that it takes to get them down. Gonna wait around and see if he lands again. I don't even know if he will. I'm kind of wondering, did he kill his little friend off there? I don't know. Come on, get your attention. Kind of unfortunate with this sort of a situation, you know, but you gotta do what you can do. Just trying to keep the damage going on him just so that he doesn't get distracted and try to go somewhere else, at least until he decides to land or something. So we can make use of everything easier. So as you can see, we've put out like almost a full core worth of bullets into this, and it's just, with a legendary Scorchbeast, it's just not got damage to really be super effective. Not without a lot of modifications. We'll get him down eventually, but you know, the time to kill on it is very, very bad. And some of that might be due to me missing, you know, obviously he's kind of flickering around and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, are you going to finally land? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now we can just drag him down. There we go. So, you know, the time to kill on this, definitely horrible when it comes to that circumstance. But, yeah, we'll see how well it does against the ghouls. So as you guys can see, even with the amount of health that legendary Scorchbeast has, and even with the factor of ammo, or I'm sorry, the armor removal due to the stabilized perk, even with those things in place, oh, I guess I got a little perk point there. Even with that kind of factor in place, you're still not doing enough damage to really take everything down quickly, and the ghouls just don't want to spawn here today, I guess. It's unfortunate that you can't do the huge damage factor, and it's one of the reasons why I don't necessarily like using the Ultracite Gatlings. They are really nice, don't get me wrong. They do well enough. But even with all the damage perks that I've got on and running, if you don't run with, for instance, the prime receivers on these things, you know, you're not getting a lot of damage. Look at this. I mean, yes, he's kind of stuck in the wall there, I think, is part of the problem, but we're just, I mean, look at that. Even with all the crits and everything, we're just not doing that much damage compared to what we could be using a different type of weapon or using a different one altogether. I mean, it does okay, I guess. And, you know, if you do things right with this kind of a weapon, you're just not going to die. I mean, that's part of the point, you know, is that, yes, you're maybe not going to do a super amount of damage, but you're just not going to die on top of it. So, I guess he's dead. Why are these guys all dead? I'm very confused. It's sort of that give and take, you know, you've got to decide which way you're going to do things. Whether or not you want to have the just abject survivability, or whether or not you want to kill them off before they even get a chance to say hello. That's sort of what it comes down to. Let's go see how this does on the Swan, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're over here knocking on Swan's door now. We'll go ahead and get his attention real quick and see what this will do. I'll go ahead and reload here real quick and go ahead and see just how many bullets it's going to take to knock this guy down. We started out at basically 1,000. See if we can aim for the head a little bit and get some. I mean, as you can see, though, we're definitely not really taking any damage by the time it's coming in. We're just not dying, which again is part of the point, you know. So that took, I mean, 480 bullets. That's a lot of ammo coming out of this gun to take this guy down. Wherein you can use something like a bloodied or something like that and take him down in probably half that amount of time. Let's go ahead and take out the Meyer Queen, and we'll sort of give the results from there, I guess. Okay, we're over here at the Meyer Lurks. Let's see what this does. So again, the selling point with a weapon like this is not necessarily the damage output that it does, because it's just not got everything that it takes. And I mean, there might be just a little bit of server lag and that kind of thing that's going on with this too that might be making a bit of difference. It does happen sometimes when you're using the faster fire weapons that the amount of damage doesn't always get calculated properly. But still, I mean, just the amount of damage per shot is not the highest quality that it could be. But again, you know, you can see like something like this, but we're in a tough situation right now where there is a lot of guys that are here just pumping out the damage at us, and something like this would kill a bloody bull almost instantly. However, because of the damage that we're being able to output, we can at least take them down somewhat, and you can see we're running through the core pretty quickly. But we are still remaining at full health, even despite the fact that these guys do poison damage. They're knocking us around a fair bit, you know, but still, as long as we can keep firing, we can stay alive. And there we go. We'll take some damage, and we'll get ourselves back up to full health again here real rapidly. Quit knocking me around. A bit annoying. We got a couple of guys coming over to help, I guess. That's the spawn that happens over there. So that'll distract them slightly, but... Oh, and now with the broken broke. Go figure. That's a secondary problem with something along these lines. Let's see what else we have on us. We can just use to take this stuff out here real quick. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use this one for right now. Let's see what we can do. Just to get these guys to shut up and leave us alone. Okay, let me go repair that weapon and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back and the weapon is fully repaired and we'll go from here. That might have been my fault. I'm not sure how repaired up the weapon was to begin with. I might have not had it at the full amount that it should have been. But, oh, you know what? And I better put on the gunsmith perk here real quick too, just so that we don't have that kind of thing happen again. So yeah, anyways, with this kind of a weapon, it's not necessarily always about, oh, the thing is up already. It's not necessarily about the amount of damage coming out, but it's about the survivability. And so, you know, as you can see, even with the queen putting out the poison damage, we are not killing her very rapidly. She takes us down to, you know, a lot of damage. As you can see, she's doing like 1/4 of the damage per hit here. However, we're like right back up to full health again right after she does the hit. So, you know, that's where something like this definitely comes into play. It's definitely a good amount of healing that comes in when you're throwing out this many bullets. This is a lot of bullets that come out. So, take her out here in a second. There we go. So, take out these little guys here as well. They're a pain in the butt because you can... It's hard to VATS these guys, you know, and they're hard to see otherwise. So, there we go. Alright. So, and one more little guy. That little guy. Okay. So, as you can see, in conclusion, I would say this weapon is... both good and bad. There are good factors to it. The good factors to it, obviously, is that it can heal like crazy. You will not die when you're using this weapon, or something that throws out this many bullets as a vampire effect. You're just not going to die. If you're hitting the target, you're not going to die. As opposed to maybe a vampire's effect on a fixer or on a slower firing weapon. The amount of healing that you get there, the nerf that they did definitely can be felt. However, something like this, it's definitely where the vampire's effect comes into full play. That being said, as far as the damage output goes, it's terrible. I mean, it really is. You're not going to be doing as much damage as, you know, the 2 shots, or even if it had like a legendary or the legacy explosive or something like that. You're just not going to output the damage to be able to sustain doing long firefights in a shorter period of time. So you've got to take those factors into play. Whatever decision you want to make is up to you. It's definitely a play style sort of a thing. But I hope that this is helpful to you, and if you enjoyed this content, make sure you hit that like, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. I do put out new videos constantly, so I would love for you guys to become part of the community. What do you guys think? Give me a comment down below. Let me know what you think as far as this kind of weapon is concerned. Would you use it, or would you rather do something else? Do you think that doing the damage doing more damage would be better than having the healing factor? Which way do you guys like to go with it? I'd love to hear it. So in the meantime, thank you so much for tuning in. I love all of you guys being here. And until next time, thank you again from the bottom of my heart for being here. And I'll talk to you again later. Stupid little rats everywhere. Hello, Rose.
I saw you taking a little detour out there to talk to that overseer of yours.
This land is his land, and none else are welcome.
Enemy sighted! Guys, they're here!
Okay. Oh, I don't know. Where'd you come from?